Hi everyone, my name is Harshit. I'm the director of business alliances of two amazing marketing SaaS tools, RankWatch and Websignals. Welcome to today's Marketing Legos Thought Leader interview. We have an inbound marketing specialist and sales strategist, Rob, with us, founder and CEO of marketing agency Digital Gia. Rob, welcome aboard. I'm so happy to host you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Harjit, or H, as you told me to call you. Thank you, H. As H said, I am Rob Ayala from Digital Gia. We're an inbound agency with more than 7 years working with inbound strategies, specific with the technology industry, with SaaS companies, software as a service. We also work with education companies as schools, college, universities here in Mexico and Latin America. And we also work with pharmacological companies as well. That's like our main three industries that we work with. And well, thank you for having me.
Perfect. So Rob, your journey so far is quite fascinating. Like you're a law major who shifted to marketing. Then, work ended up in a marketing and sales VP position in a SaaS company, then starting your own agency. So please share more about your journey so far and how you got to where you are today.
Well, sure. Well, it all started when I started to work with a company. It was a SaaS company actually. We used to sell a software for schools. And right now it's like a main software here in Latin America for school administration. It has also some other tools like LMS, grades, stuff like that. And I was the sales VP there. And well, my main goal was to increase sales, of course. So I started to dig in on how to sell more, or how to sell better, and in that research, that's the way I found inbound. Actually, when I was the sales VP there, I also was in charge of marketing. So that's why I was like in both roles, right, like back then. And making that research is that we saw that we were already doing advertising on digital. We were creating blog posts, we were creating social media, we were sending emails. So that when I discovered inbound, like back in 2014, 15, somewhere back then, I was asking to myself, like, this is stuff that we already do, but maybe we don't do in that methodology that inbound predicts. So we started to implement the inbound methodology, and it started to work better. We saw that we had better results with qualified leads when was people that come from an inbound strategy instead than an outbound strategy. With an outbound strategy, we're making a lot of effort to create a sale. So we saw that, and that's when I saw like a really a necessity on the school market, especially back then, and that's why I decided to start my own company. And at the beginning, we started to work with schools, but when we saw that we could really help software companies too, we expand those services to the software companies. And well, it's been really challenging work with all kind of customers, like from startups to big companies. but that challenge is a good challenge, and it's really satisfying. All results and all success stories we have.
Perfect. It's quite fascinating because quitting a full-time job and then starting your own agency is something like many marketers struggle. But yeah, I understand, like if you're good at something, why not offer your services to more people? And I'm pretty sure that must be the drive that you want. Was it the same, or was it something else?
No, I think it was a little bit different, not exactly the same, because now I used to have a team. Okay. But it's not the same to coach just like a team that an entire company. and to be worrying about KPIs and growth strategies, growth goals, and stuff like that. When I was just on sales, for example, my goal was the sales goal, and I had to reach that, and it just was about my goal. Having a whole team, with different, from administration, human resources, the development team, the search engine optimization team, etc. It's been challenging, but it's also really satisfying. I also studied my master degree, so I knew how to better do that, and I have an MBA now. So it's been challenging, it's been different, but it's been really good, and I don't regret my decision to go into an agency or to start my own agency. Yeah.
Oh, perfect. You're also teaching, right, Rob? You teach?
Yeah, I also teach. Yeah. I always liked teaching. Since I was kid, I used to teach English classes in Mexico and stuff like that. But yeah, right now we offer courses. We offer capacitations also for our customers. But I'm teaching diploma degree, for after bachelor's degree in a university here in Mexico. It's called Universidad Anáhuac, or Anáhuac University. And yeah, I teach the inbound marketing course, and I also teach the digital marketing, the strategic digital marketing course also. Yeah.
Please, Rob, tell us a bit more about the service offerings of your agency.
Well, yeah, right now in the agency, all of our services, they have been evolving also. For example, we started with offering web design with SEO and optimization, but right now we got a new service that comes from web development, but it's called web design, growth web design. It's orientated to increase our visitors, our conversion to leads. So we have a service where we are analyzing and just observing what's going on with every website. So we know with information what to improve, what to change, and not just base our decisions with a subject opinion. We base those changes on these improvements with data. So that service help us a lot to improve our results too with web design. But that's just one of our services. That our main service is just the inbound marketing service. Although we have the whole inbound strategy service. For example, we divide the inbound in mainly 3, or actually right now 4 sub services. Like the inbound marketing service. So we mainly create a content strategy or an inbound strategy to get more qualified leads. We also have a sales team habilitation. That service is to have the proper CRM for the sales team, and to teach them how to use the tool, and also teach them how to make a better sale in an inbound way. And we also offer the inbound service, and that's when we need to have a really customer success team, and they are in charge of the customers. They follow up every inquiry they have. So the inbound service, it's really good to improve churn rate. Right, that helps a lot. So we also offer that. And right now we offer the 40-month service. We offer is integrations. We integrate many tools with probably their marketing automation tool or their CRM, or depending on how many tools they are using, or their ERP. So we need to integrate so data is flowing in a safe environment, but in the same ecosystem that helps the company have all the data on the same place, and everything is on real time at the same time. So we do that also. And on the side of that, we, as I told you, as we teach or we consult companies as well. That there are two differences between it, because we offer capacitations where we teach or the methodology, or we teach how to use tools, like the automation tools or stuff like that. But when it's a consultation, it's just like sitting next to the customer and see what their goals are and work with them with their strategy. So it's more towards to focus on the customer. Yeah.
Okay, so not just confined to their sales, but like any business operations that they're struggling with, or like basically marketing and both sales, right?
Yeah, marketing and sales and web design are our main three services. Yeah.
Oh, got it. And like, what processes do you have in place in your agency, and what is a typical client life cycle, in your agency?
This is a story I like to tell because it's our story, but I don't like to tell because it's ours. I like it because what it tells. And in the when we started the agency, we started with the inbound methodology, yes, but with some strategies that help us get some leads. But we also had advertising. But
Okay.
Right now we have 3 years since we quit having advertising, and everything we do is based on SEO. So every lead and every qualified lead that we get, it's from our SEO strategy. So our SEO strategy is like very robust, because we need to have topic clusters, we need to have keyword research. We have but all those leads come from the inbound strategy. So they mainly they look for us on Google, or maybe they found us on social media. But when they see our offering and they see how they get to us, and how they saw the content, how we drove them through a path designed to get to talk to us, and in a way that it wasn't intrusive. It was when they were ready. That's the main qualified lead acquisition that we have right now. And and when we got it, well, the first step is to we have an SDR team that they see those inbound leads. They make a call, they make a video call, phone call, or whatever it's needed. They make a briefing where they see the needs of the customer, the challenges, their goals, and it's also good for us because we can have that qualification of that lead by talking with these guys. And that's our MQLs, or marketing qualified leads. That's what those are the leads that they are working with. And if it's a good lead, so they convert to an SQL, so a sales qualified lead, and they turn it to the sales team. On the sales team, I also participate really actively right now in the sales team too, and I sell a little bit. I like a lot, like for my history, but yeah, I like to sell too, and I like to get involved with the customers. I like to get to meet them. I like to get to know their challenges, and I like I like them to see my face and see that if I'm not gonna be the one who's gonna be like executing the strategies, but I'm behind the team, just like getting to know that everything is going according to plan. So yeah, then we make that sale. We talk to sales. On the sale, we dig a little bit further with that customer to see with that lead to see those specific challenges, or maybe some metrics that we need to make our proposal. And after that, we make that proposal, and I could tell you that lately, most of the times we have a successful closure. So yeah, we're really happy with like our sales method, our lead acquisition method, because they're inbound. And actually, when I get the more satisfaction is when the customer or the lead says or tell me, as the way I get to you, I want my customers to get to me.
Yeah.
So I feel really happy when they tell me that, because it seems that we did a really good job there. So yeah.
Yeah, I completely get it. Like, if you have a strong online presence and, your uh, prospect audience, can find you easily, can reach to you, submit the contact form, query, then, I mean, that's something that they even expect out of you, right? Being the inbound, marketing specialist. So that is how it works. So,
Yeah, but spend years of effort and SEO and strategy. I'm posting content and keep posting content about it, and just making changes and update, or maybe unupdated content and stuff like that. But also backlinking works too. We have many collaborations with many other companies where they want to post our blogs, or they want to post to our blog, stuff like that. So that it helped really a lot, the SEO strategy. Yeah.
Gotcha. And for client handling and management part, do you have like account managers, or how exactly that process works? And what's the nature of client revenue cycle as well? Like, is it much more of like, one-time customers, or more like, recurring business for you as an agency?
Well, yeah. We have account managers, but every account manager has its own team. Maybe an account manager has like 4 to 5 accounts.
Mm-hmm.
But they have their own team with the web designer, the content strategist, the advertising specialist, the analyst, the data analyst. Yeah. That's like the way we work with customers, but our main contact point with the customer is that account manager, and many of the times I have to be on those meetings too, to see just and we have a project manager, yeah, but I don't check like on just the project point by point to see what's going on, but I as I told you, I like to talk to the customer. Getting to know that how they're feeling, maybe, and to be honest, at the beginning of the contract, when we start working with them, they don't see results just at the really beginning, because inbound is a little bit slow. So maybe they start to get desperate, and I have to talk to them and reinforce that tell them that you just need to wait. You just be patient. There, we're gonna get there. But after a couple of months later, they start looking at the results, and by the end of the year, they can compare like how really good the strategy were or was compared at the beginning, and the result they had at the beginning. So yeah, that's what I tell. It takes time, but the people need to be patient. But we have some other strategies, and we don't just do inbound. We also need to help our customers with a little bit of outbound strategies. And that's when, for example, our advertising strategy goes really along with our inbound strategy, but we make like other side campaigns that are more a little bit outbound, not that inbound. So we talk about the company, we talk about the services, and we help them get to those people that they're on the decision stage, and they may really get to that funnel or sales funnel right away. So that's the way, like, mainly we work with them. Yeah.
Got it. So, I mean, just like you mentioned, you're actually practicing few of the outbound strategies as well. It's not always 100% inbound. I'm sure, like, most of your clients, because inbound anyways takes a little bit time to build up that momentum, right? If a client is getting a little bit impatient, then outbound is few activities in outbound is something that you can definitely give a shot to. So apart from ads, is there any other outbound activities that you deliver to your clients?
Not really. Our main outbound strategy is focused on just advertising. Yeah.
Okay. So on like all mediums like Google, Facebook, LinkedIn, all of those, or is there a specific?
All of them, yeah, all of them. But lately, our main platforms to advertise is Google, LinkedIn, and sometimes Facebook and Instagram, depending on the customer, depending on and not just the customer, depending on the buyer persona
Uh-huh.
of the customer, where they are, in what social media they are. Like right now, TikTok, it's really big here in Latin America, and I think worldwide.
That's good.
So we had to incursionate there too, and get to know how to TikTok. Yeah.
Got it. Got it. Got it. Rob, can you please help us with like few strategies, inbound marketing strategies that you feel that every business should have?
Every inbound strategy, they should have content creation.
Okay.
And I don't think there's people that worries that their content has to be like the really high level or really perfect. And I tell them not always. Like right now there's many content. The content has to create an awareness so they can see or visit your website and see your offerings. So a content strategy, it's like a really good strategy to help you improve your ranking on Google. It helps you with your SEO strategy. It helps you to authority on those topics you are writing or creating content about. So it converts you, or it helps you become like a thought leader in that manner. So a content strategy is for sure a way that every company should be having, although with probably some automations with where we can at the beginning maybe help them subscribe to the newsletter, but then offer them some other about remarkable content like maybe an ebook or maybe a guide or a manual or something that help people get to know what they need to do or what they need to have to solve their problems. So that's why content is really important. Yeah.
Got it. Is there some steps that you can share with the viewers? Like, say, a brand doesn't even have like any inbound strategy in place, and they want to go about a good content strategy. What are the steps that they should follow?
Okay, well, there are many steps, but they for sure. Well, they need at the beginning they need to know who their buyer personas are,
Okay.
because we need to know who we are targeting to, so who we are designing that content for.
Got it.
So at the beginning we start from the buyer persona, but then we get to know their buyer's journey. We need to know their journey and how they start from the awareness stage, how they started to worrying about their problems, how they notice they have a problem or a necessity, and how do they drive to the next stage, that it's the consideration stage, where they start to see and compare how that can they solve that necessity or that problem.
Got
And after that we need to address content, especially to the decision stage where they need to solve their problem. So we get to know the buyer personas, then the buyer's journey, and after that with that analysis we get to know or get to see what are the keywords they are looking for or researching
solution or a
on the internet to solve those problems. So after that we make a keyword research so we can know how are those trends, how many searches they have, the difficulty we're going to have to get that ranking with that keyword, stuff like that, and then develop the content strategy to that buyer personas, to those specific stages, and using the keyword research.
got it. Got it. And like what tools do you primarily use or would recommend for the beginners?
Well, there are many tools right now, but for keyword research, there are, of course, Google Data Studio, Google Keyword Planner, Those are like the main tools that for sure everyone has to have, and you can integrate that with SEMrush or with Moz also. Moz is a great tool. It's not that cheap, but but it's a really good tool. And quite other tool. We check Answer the Public. We use I forgot the name, but it's something like what people are looking or something like that. But yeah, we use like many tools to see to have the overall of the research, to see how we're going to drive the content, and actually we use probably dates when probably a topic it has more searches on certain date than other dates, so we need to make sure that we have all that picture to start creating a content strategy. But we have mainly those tools, and we also use other tools that helps us just like to analyze that the how optimized are the websites, like or the pages and stuff like that. Probably there are like Wapalizer. There's another one that's called WooRank. Those tools that help us tell what technology is in the website, how good technically is optimized every single page. And for example, we use some other tools to see how our content or our topic clusters are built, or our content are built around that topic cluster with, for example, with HubSpot. Yep. So we need to use like several tools for it.
I think HubSpot is pretty good for like tracking down your pillar page and then mapping the secondary page. It's very friendly.
Yeah. It's our main tool. We work mainly on HubSpot. We also work with other automation tools, like probably Pardot, ArtStation, and Marketo. But our main tool, it's been HubSpot. And yeah, we love working with HubSpot. It's a great tool.
And in your experience, Rob, inbound does takes time. Like, what is the average that you would put down, like months or whatever, in number? How long does it usually take to see results?
On my experience, it takes from 6 to 8 months to get or to see those results that probably the customer wants to see. Mm-hmm. But from there it's the way up. So it takes time. But as I was telling you, there are many customers that get desperate because there's the month 3 and where are our leads? It's the month 3, and I told you we're just finishing the implementation, just the onboarding. So you need to wait a little bit, couple months. It's fun, but when we get to the 6 or 7, 8 month, they see, oh, Rob, I see what you were telling me now.
So what are the main KPIs that you chase, to measure your inbound marketing success and, that you pass on to your customers?
For sure. Traffic to the website, how many sessions the website is getting, conversion rate to leads, and actually conversion rates on all matters, on all the funnel, from visitors to leads to qualified leads to sales qualified leads and to opportunities and customers. All those conversion rates are really important because that tells us the quality of our leads. The numbers, of course, of the conversion leads, CPL, cost per lead, CPA, cost per acquisition, and of course, like the main KPI is ROI, return of investment. That's what all most of the times the customer focuses on just that metric. But yeah, I've been talking to customers and why do I want like, for example, I was talking. It was a lady. She was like the VP of sales, and she was like, why do I care about visitors to our website? I just need leads and qualified leads. Yeah. And I told her I understand that completely because you are on the sales side. But from the marketing side, to get you to get those leads and that qualification on those leads, we need to drive them through the website to get to know the services, your offerings, and explain them how are we gonna help them and get them to that path that we can convert them and we can nurture them to get you that qualified lead, because not everybody is ready to buy you or buy from you right now. So that's funny, but yeah, we focus on those metrics because that tells us that our strategies are working on. And also another metric that another KPI I didn't tell you, it was source, conversion source. Where are we getting those conversions from? If it's from social media, it's program SEO, from Google search, or it's a Google paid search or display or whatever. But we need to get to know what's working for that customer, for that specific service, or for that specific product, because it could be the same company but different services or different products, and probably for a specific service it works better Google's organic search, and for other services works better probably advertise, or it depends. Yeah,
channel is working best for you, which is driving better ROI. Everything matters, I'm sure.
yeah.
Got it. So, Rob, you have so many years of experience now. Please share one of the most successful case study with us where inbound marketing has really done wonders for our business. And what are the key metrics that you basically that draw the conclusion line that this is working really well?
Well, to be honest, the most successful case study, it's us. As I told you, I like to tell our story because we have 3 years now without advertising and getting qualified leads from an organic and SEO strategy. But I don't like or in this interview, I don't like to tell a lot of us and just applying that to a customer. There was a software company that actually we have been working with them for 2.5 years probably right now. Okay. And with them, they were at the point that they didn't know what to do, because they were at that point, they were a startup, or they are still a startup probably, but they were a startup that they didn't have they started to do just ads. They had advertising on Google and on social media, and that was just their marketing. But when we got to talk to them, just ads. But the ads, they weren't getting them even the number of leads or the qualified leads, that at the point that they were going to run out of business if they didn't change that. So they got to us. We started with a good strategy. They make an inversion on marketing. They saw that they needed that, and we're still there. We help them. This software company, it's called Facturama here in Mexico. It's like an invoice company, because here in Mexico there are specific stuff that government asks you for your invoices, and they're an electronic document, stuff like that. So they have a platform to help you do so. And right now they have over 15,000 customers in all the country. They are talking to more funding rounds, and they actually got to sell part of the company to a US company right now, because of the change on the customer acquisition. We help them to do so. So yeah, that's our main. I don't have the numbers right now, but like, for example, we help them from drive traffic to the website to get those qualified leads, and we actually build some landing pages where people could pay, not just convert, but pay, and like sort of kind of an e-commerce. But that's what, like, instead of just having a long sales process, where people had to talk to somebody. Maybe they had a demo on their software, and then maybe they have to talk to the board and make a decision, stuff like that. We help them to reduce that path. Well, at the beginning with the content strategy, we help them to nurture those leads and help them get to know what they needed on the software, how to use the software at the point until they have to or they have the way to just pay to their licenses. So yeah, that's our most successful case study.
Which channels did you primarily utilize? Bring them.
Well, the main challenge is the qualified leads, but we start from increasing traffic and that qualification on the leads, because probably you get leads if you have like the right path, but if you don't have the right content, you don't have the right leads or the right qualification you need on the lead. So I think, or I believe that the main the main goal is to get those qualified leads and to get to know the buyer persona really good, their journey, what they're looking for on the web. So we can design a really good content strategy to get the qualified lead. I think that's the main the main goal, like, or the main challenge, to get that qualification with the lead.
Yeah. So content strategy was like one of the main areas where you definitely like showed your expertise. Apart from that, what were the other marketing channels that you leveraged to bring them more traffic? So SEO must be one of them, because and SEO goes hand.
SEO for sure, SEO, SEO, but we also help drive traffic with ads. Okay. That's why, like, for example, ads, they're not against inbound. It's just the way you make the ads, or how you create the ads, and how you orient all those ads. Like, for example, and our content strategy, it's supported by an ad strategy as well. So we make sure that people who are looking for those keywords, who are looking for those topics, we make sure they can find us more quickly, because if we leave everything to SEO, it's gonna take time and a lot of time. So that's why we support our content strategy with ads, but being like more like an inbound ad, not exactly an outbound ad.
Got it. And any horror story in your experience, like, or a customer gone bad? Anything in your experience so far?
Well, yeah, for sure there are horror stories from the sales process to working with a customer, but there was a customer, and I like to tell this horror story because it tells you on how to make decisions. And let me tell you, there was a customer that they didn't really fit on our customer profile that we know how to work with, and we know how to deliver the results. And this customer, he didn't like, he wasn't on our profile, but he was really interested to working with us. So probably he didn't have those qualifications on the profile we needed, but he had an interest to working with us. So at the end, we decided to work with him, and we said, yeah, we'll help you. And we started to work with them and starting to do some email. And at the beginning, he didn't understand what we were doing. Like, what are you doing blog posts, and what are you doing? And we explained them, and we told him. So, but he didn't really get to the point to understand email that well. And as I told you, email takes time. So he want results right now, and I want to increase my sales right, and I want this number of sales. And for example, there were unrealistic goals. Like for example, if he had at the point he had 20 customers, he wanted 200. Like that's unreal. We thought the growth is it's just palatable, and you need to be a little bit more realistic on your goals. And so at the end, we had a bad relationship because we were always fighting. We didn't end up all the retainer because it was uncomfortable for us to work with him or with them actually. But we have a point person with them that's why I said him. But it was really uncomfortable working with him, and he was also uncomfortable with us too, because he didn't understand what we were doing, because he wasn't on the profile we were used to work with, and even though he had the interest to work with us because he had references from other companies that we had with bright results and stuff, but he wasn't that profile we work with. So at the beginning, we end up breaking that retainer. I believe he went to work with maybe another agency or so, and it was not that good for us working with him. It was more work than results. I don't know, like we didn't fit together. So the lesson we learned there is that even though there is a person or a company that wants to work with us really bad, but it's not on our profile, or doesn't match our profile, our customer profile, it's better to say no at the beginning than have that relationship that is just really tired, and at the end you end up bad with that person or with that company, and instead of being a promoter of your services and being happy with the agency, they are detractors. So we learned that it's better to say no at the beginning than just say yes because we want more business. So yeah.
Makes sense. Now coming to my last question for you today, can you please
Cool.
share a few tips with our viewers on how to maximize the effectiveness of inbound marketing?
Well, I could say the only way to improve is to analyze. You can't improve what's not being analyzed. So analyze from the beginning to the end, and keep analyzing. Analyzing is the key of everything. Analyze your benchmarks to start. Analyze how is going your campaign, how are your campaigns are going. Analyze the results, and not just don't wait until the campaign is finished. You need to be analyzing how as your campaign goes, to see how are those results, to see what to improve, to see and check what we need to change, what's working, what's not working. Probably if there's something that's not working, we can make it work, or probably it's the best to get rid of it and just focus on the things that are working. So it's really important to analyze from the beginning to the end. So analyze is the way to improve. You need to set your benchmark. You need to set your goals, so that analysis makes sense, and you see like where you start from and where you want to go and where you are at. So the best way to improve is to analyze and have just that goal on your mind, and to see how you're gonna get there.
Gotcha. Any tips, like say for example, a goal, and most of the business goals are increasing the qualified leads, bringing in more business, right? Is there any tip that you would share that can put your inbound strategies on a roller coaster and kind of give you much quick returns? Anything, like I know like ads is something that they should definitely try, but anything apart from that you feel can give like a quick results?
It's gonna be funny, and that's a concept that many people misunderstand. But community management, community management, it's something that really helps us and really like accelerate results. The community management, and I say many people misunderstand it because they think that a community manager is the one who is on social media and who design your post on social media, and who is designing probably the copyright on your post, and who is there on your social media. But that's like just one of the functions, and not really, because I say people who's in social media, you need several people. You need a graphic designer, you need a content writer, you need many people to be on your social media. If you want to have a really good social media strategy. But the community manager, it's the name tells what it is. It manages. He manages or she manages the community. And what's about it? What's to manage in the community? There is a reactive and a proactive action on the community managers. And the reactive way is the main or the first option people see on the community manager. Oh yeah, he's going to answer all the questions people do on social media. Maybe he's going to answer the comments people are doing on our posts on social media. But a community managers have to be proactive too, and they need to search on other probably social media groups, on other social media pages, on other blogs, on other forums, and he has to be on the community, not just on social media. They need to make that research and to get to find who else is writing about this content, who else is talking about these topics, and get them to write and comment there and add links to the website. And hey, I see this solution, and why don't you check up this, and be that proactive, proactively working with creating that environment and that community, not just on the social media profiles of the company or the customer. They need to be like on the web, creating that community. And when we do so, it really works, and it helps a lot, because it's more it's less intrusive and more effective, because you don't see an ad that tells you and you see the sponsor line. It's somebody else telling you what to look for, what to tip, and they are helping other people too, and it's just a person helping you and telling you that. So it has more effect, or it's more effective when we do so, and that's a way to accelerate also results.
That's pretty cool, because it's so rare. Like, not many people actually, build their strategies around community building altogether. It's so rare, and yet so effective, and like one of the, I would say, a very prominent but like I ignored strategy, I would basically quote. So, but yeah, I mean, good to know. And Rob, any final words for the viewers, please?
Any final thought? Just a recommendation, like if you are new to inbound, or probably not even inbound, digital marketing, take a look to inbound, take a look to a content strategy, take a look to what you need on content matters to drive to your leads. How are you going to nurture them? How are you going to tell them? Not just tell them and not just sell them. People, I can say that people, they don't, or we actually, I can be there, and I can include myself. We don't like people to sell us things, but we all like to buy stuff. Yep. So help, the recommendation there is, help the people take a decision to get a solution to their problem or their needs by telling them how to solve them. Not by telling you your product is the best way to solve them. Tell them at the beginning how to solve those problems, educate them, nurture them, and then sell them. At the beginning, you first need to offer something, then you ask for something. Like, for example, the time of the people to maybe have a conversation and see if you can help them. But take a look to that. That's the way nowadays people they are buying. We just research on the web what we need, and when we find those answers, we see and take the next steps to solve it. So make sure you are doing that, and not just focusing on your company, on your services. Focus always on your customer, and if you are or you get to be a customer-centric company, is the way to grow better. Like the message here is to grow better, not just to grow by growing. Like it's the purpose to grow better in a better way and have less churn rate and improve your sales growth and stuff.
Gotcha. Makes perfect sense now. Thank you
Yeah.
so much for all the useful tips that you've shared with us today. And thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, H. Thank you for having me here. Thank you for the invitation.